Hey guys, and welcome to my new Let's Play for Going Medieval. We're going to be doing a Let's Play starting with a single player. As you can see here, I already have 2 pawns, but we're just like a couple days in, and I rescued this guy. We're going to see how it goes. Let's get to it. So we're starting here with like a little hunting lodge, a little survival cabin for all the things that we need. We started with 1 high marksman. She hunts the food, brings dinner to the table. But we were having an issue where it was taking them too long to get across the river for hunting and gathering, so I decided to build this rudimentary bridge. Now that the bridge was being built, I decided to start researching our way out of poverty. Here we are researching something important, I assume. It was around this time that another guy showed up, but he seemed to be really sleepy, so we decided to put him straight to work. He needed a room to stay in, so I decided to build him a little house in this hole. And then I had a fantastic idea that he would be the blacksmith and this would be our new mine. As the bridge was finally being completed, we had our first attack. Unfortunately, I did not record it, but afterwards, all the carnage attracted this pack of wolves. After that, I decided to sentence the entire village to the mines. It was time to get some gold and maybe some better weapons. It was at this point I decided our heathen village needed a chapel, so I was looking for a good spot for a chapel and I found this. I immediately started to build the beginning of our first church. At this point, everyone began starving to death, and fishing just wasn't cutting it, so I decided it'd be a good idea to build a farm, so I got them to work on that. And I like how it came out quite nice. For a while there, all we could do was hunt and gather. People were barely holding on, but after we got a hold of food, I decided to upgrade the chapel into a church. I did not realize, but this took many moons. Here is what it looks like in the inside, and here is it all finished and built and ready to use and worship in. At this point we had a ton of villagers, so I decided we were capable of some larger infrastructure projects, and we got started on a castle. At this point, the castle became like most of the work that they had to do, so I decided to go ahead and build a storage room for the castle. At this point, we started having a housing problem, so I started building houses and a village underneath the castle. Next, I went to the farm and I built a dedicated kitchen, which is helpful for keeping everyone fed and happy. Next, we did some massive upgrades to the mines so that we can afford the stronghold up top. And now that we had a good foothold in these mountains, I felt like now would be a good time to call it a day. But today we did some good work and we got the village looking good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and have a wonderful rest of your day.